Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketing Companies Association is calling on government to, as a matter of urgency, remove all taxes on LPG. The association says it is concerned about the product, and they say that the product which used to be subsidized has no longer been subsidized by government. I have here in the studio Gabriel Kumi, who is Vice Chairman of LPG Marketing Companies Association, to help us understand what has necessitated this call and exactly what do they want government to do. If government doesn't do it, what next? Mr. Kumi, thank you for your time this afternoon here on the Pulse.
Thank you for having me, my sister.
So explain to us, break it down so we can understand. First of all, what has necessitated this call? Why are you making this call now?
Okay, thank you very much. Our call is actually in support of government's objective of trying to increase access and penetration of LPG from the current 25% to 50% by the year 2030.
Okay.
We believe that's a very noble objective, and we support government in that direction. But we also believe that a very big obstacle standing in the way of that objective is the price of the product. We believe the product has been priced out of the reach of the ordinary Ghanaian. LPG is a product that used to be subsidized.
Okay.
Over the years, we came to full cost recovery, but around 2014, 2015, when crude oil price dropped to about $32 per barrel, a lot of taxes were heaped onto the product. Over the years, the taxes has remained very constant, while crude oil price keep pushing up, and this has shot up the pump price of the product to such a height that the ordinary consumer is not able to buy.
Okay.
At the moment, LPG consumption growth is stagnant.
Let's talk about the prices involved, which is the one of contention for you, the reason why you're raising these concerns. How much is it at the moment?
At the moment, the average cylinder, the 14.5 kg cylinder, is costing about between 77 to 80 Ghana cedis.
So 77 to 80 Ghana cedis. And this has been for how long?
It's been hovering around. You know, we are in price deregulation. So at certain windows it goes up a little bit, certain windows it comes down. So it's been hovering around that region for about a year now.
For about a year now?
Yes.
Which means that there hasn't really been any price changes recently?
The price keeps changing.
It keeps changing?
Yes, it keeps changing.
I mean, apart from the deregulation bits that makes the price sort of for competitive reasons, that makes it go up, there hasn't really been a major change in the prices?
No, not a major, but it's been minor. But we feel that as I said, government is making a call. Government is having an objective and is pushing for 50% penetration level by the year 2030.
Okay.
And we believe that you cannot eat your cake and have it. We cannot keep the price at that height and at the same time expect an increment in consumption.
Okay.
LPG is a product with an elastic demand. What that simply means is that when price goes up, you deny a lot of people from accessing the product.
Okay,
but
which is why
if you lower the price, you expand the consumption net and you get more people into the net, so that consumption could go
So
up.
your call is that government should reduce remove taxes off of it. How exactly do you expect government to do this?
Just as it was put on it. To just take it off.
No, because again, there is an issue about deregulation.
Yes.
Now, deregulation makes it, I mean, if you want to remain competitive, you would decide, you would choose to reduce the price. Is that it?
No, deregulation simply means that government is not in there to fix prices.
So the prices are fixed based on individual company decisions.
Yes, but you know, there is a cost price of LPG, and there is tax element before margins and other things will come. What we are saying is that this is a product that we use to subsidize in this country. Okay. It was subsidized. Government was paying part of the cost for consumers.
As far as when?
As far as in the early 90s and
early 90s. I mean, we moved on.
I mean, at a point in time, we came to full cost recovery. Then in 2014, 2015, when crude oil price dropped, instead of government to allow consumers to enjoy the low price, they pushed on a lot of taxes.
Okay.
So as crude oil price started going up, I think the most ideal thing to have been done was to bring down the taxes gradually, so that the consumer will not have that hard effect that the
So I take it you've monitored the space waiting for a removal or some sort of reduction, and you're not getting it, so you're making that call. Now you've been making this call, I think, the whole week or about last week.
Yes.
Have you had any responses so far?
Yes, we understand MPA is making some move with the finance ministry to get this issue resolved.
Okay.
But we are supporting MPA in this call, and we are appealing to government to take off all taxes. I mean, we believe that the benefit this country stands to gain by increasing penetration of LPG from 25% to 50%, far more outweigh the taxes we are getting from these products.
Okay.
So we strongly believe that government should take off all taxes. And fortunately, we are going to have a mid-year review. We are appealing to the finance minister. The taxes on LPG are some of the nuisance taxes that needs to be removed. I mean, he's done very well by removing some nuisance taxes. But I think one major nuisance tax that escaped him is the tax on the LPG. So we are drawing his attention to that. And we know this government is a very listening government, and we expect that at the mid-year review, the finance minister will come out to say that all taxes on LPG are removed, so that the ordinary Ghanaian, my sister, go to a LPG station now. And I'm coming back to you, to the station. You say the price for the 14, is it liter? 14 liter? 14 kg. 14 kg. It's costing between 77 to 80 cedis. What is the guarantee that when the taxes are removed, the people, the ordinary people like me and my grandmother and my mother will benefit from that tax incentive? We are being, even though we are in a price deregulation, it doesn't mean you can just put on any margin at all. We are being monitored by MPA. There is a limit of where you can go, how much you can put, how much margin you can put on it. There is a space within which you can play around. So it's not as if that when government reduces it, the marketer will take advantage of it and I'm asking because we've seen how prices behave in this country. When fuel prices go up, it kind of affects everything, but nothing ever comes down when prices go down. And so I'm wondering how anybody who sells between 77 and 80 cedis will say, though there's the removal, first of all, it's a very complex calculation. So I'm struggling to figure out how people will reduce it from 80 cedis to, say, 50, 60, 70 cedis for people. We are talking about a tax element of about 23, 25%. So which is quite substantive. Very, very, very substantive. And I mean, it's government. So if you have reduced a tax of about 25%, you are not going to sit down and watch for players to just take advantage of it. But that should be a part of your plan, because you are making the call. Yes. It should be a part of your plan so that if the call is heeded, we know that we have a plan to make sure that consumers are not ripped off. It will come down automatically. If it really? Yes. Things don't happen automatically in this country as far as I know. MPA will never allow government to reduce tax of 25% and for players to just keep that kind of money. I mean, it will not work. I hear you, Mr. Kumi. Any final words as we wrap up on this conversation? Yes, as I said, we are calling on the finance ministry to take a critical look at this, because we believe that the benefit we are likely to gain from increasing access of LPG from 25 to 50% is huge than the benefit we are gaining from these taxes at the moment. So this is one of the nuisance taxes we are appealing to Mr. Ofori-Atta we are drawing his attention to get it removed at the mid-year review, when he's reviewing his budget in the mid-year. Okay. Well, I hope that Mr. Ofori-Atta or people in his office are monitoring the show. And of course, this has been a conversation going on, like I said, since last week, I think. So I'm sure you get some responses. We'll see what happens at the mid-year review. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you very much. Gabriel Kumi is Vice Chairman of the LPG Marketing Companies Association.